Hi, welcome to the Yarn Elf. In today's video, I'm going to be experimenting with some browns and skin tones because a couple of people have been asking me for amigurumi for their dolls. So, I've not done this before. I'm just going to go with the flow. I've been looking at some watercolor mixing videos and most of them seem to start with the basic primary colors. I did see another video where they mixed the complementary colors to get different types of browns, so I will be trying that too. So before we get started, I'm going to pre-soak the blank in some of the pre-washing fixative. 2, 3 and 4. So this cup I use is 250 ml, so 4 cups will be 1 liter. Where are my other cups? So for 1 liter I will be using a 1/4 cup of the pre-washing fixative. Always remember to store this in a airtight, safe container because it needs to be airtight. It can form lumps if it is out in the open. Mix it really well. Do not do this step with your hands because I made the mistake of doing that the first time, because it's almost similar to washing soda. You might think it's a very common thing, but even if you touch the container now, it'll feel warm because of the chemical reaction, and it's not very easy to wash off. I think it's mixed well. You know it's mixed properly when it looks milky white like this. Not sure if you can make out in the video, but it's not clear water anymore. It's quite milky white compared to what it was earlier. Maybe I'll use this red spoon to show you. Like, can you see how whitish that looks? It's not exactly clear water. And I realized that in the previous video I had sort of rushed through the entire process because I was so excited to open that tie-dye kit by Kadam. So I didn't really go through everything step by step. So I thought in this video I will go through it step by step with you. And in case you're wondering why the actual dyeing video for the previous blank is not yet out, that is supposed to be a surprise for Michelle, so I'm waiting for her to receive the package. Once she receives the package, that video will be up. In fact, it's already edited and I've already uploaded it as a private video, but I just don't want her to see it before she actually receives it, so that I don't ruin the surprise. I have a bunch of 10-gram mini skeins. I'm also going to go ahead and soak it because I don't want to waste the pre-washing fixative. And the thing is, even if you're not going to use these immediately, you can pre-soak these now and let them dry later and use it afterwards. I'm going to speed through this process a bit. that is the last of the mini hanks. So I have 9 mini hanks and 1 blank. So I will first start with the blank this time, and then in case that is not enough for me, I will go ahead and use the others. I'm going to set this aside, and while that is soaking, I will run through the other tools that I use while I do this. So for today's project, I'm gonna need red, orange, yellow, green, blue and lavender. So for the ones that I do not have the dye stock solution, I'm gonna mix it while I wait for the black to soak, because the instructions say to let it soak for at least 20 minutes, but I normally soak it for 30 minutes. And for 5 grams, I like to use 250 ml of water. And I forgot to mention, you need a lot of paper towels. Okay, let's hope it doesn't leak. Okay, I'm surprised this bottle didn't leak, because, oh, there it is. Yes, it is leaking. It's yellow. What else do I need? I need to mix some more of green, blue and lavender. I have enough of the other colors. A better way to mix it would be to add the water first. That will make sure the dry powder doesn't stick to the bottom too much. If you're planning to do this at home, be prepared to have a messy house and get regular doses from your mom, because this is going to be normal. My mom doesn't even ask me anymore. She's just accepted that this is how this room is going to be after this. Okay, this bottle is leaking like crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and get my yarn mop. This was something that I saw Rebecca from Kennet's doing, and I thought, you know what, let's not waste the dye. Let's see what happens if I use a yarn mop. So this is actually the first time I'm going to be using a yarn mop. So I've never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. It is not really absorbing very well because it's a dry skin. I guess if it was wet, it would have absorbed better. And the last color I need is lavender. I wonder if this has any dye left in it. Okay, I'm gonna pause this, go get my paper towels and clean this up a bit before I proceed. Okay, I have my paper towels with me now. And before I make another mess, I'm doing what I should have done right at the start. I'm gonna protect my work surface with some cling film. What a mess is this? Really. And I'm gonna do what I should have done right at the beginning. That is, get my gloves. But of course, if I wasn't filming, I wouldn't be wearing the gloves. I will just go ahead and make my hands a mess. I'm trying to be decent because you guys are watching. This is not really a full-sized blank. I was just practicing on my knitting machine. So I don't even know how many grams this is. So instead of wasting this, I thought I can use it to experiment on this project. So the first thing I will be doing is see what happens when I mix the complementary colors, because many watercolor artists suggested that. So I'm gonna start with my favorite complementaries first, which is red and green. And 1 squirt of red. Ouch. Oops. And a small squirt of green. I'm gonna let those two mix and see what happens in the middle. Okay, so that is creating a very nice rosewood kind of an effect. I'm gonna wipe my hands on my yarn mop. So I'm gonna be using this as my yarn mop. This is the other skein, mini skein that I used in the previous video. So I just wanted to see what happens. It just looks like normal stripes. Looks like that way of applying the yarn didn't make any resist on the hank. So I'm going to be using this as my yarn mop. So let that spread a little bit more. I'll go to the next combination, which is blue and orange. Squirt a little bit of orange here. and blue. Oops. Ouch. Some of these bottles are so tight. Ouch. That hurt. So just a little bit of blue. And see what happens. I know from the previous video, because in the previous video when we were using the tie-dye kit, all the places where the blue and orange mixed, it ended up becoming a very beautiful brown, which I'm thinking I can actually use for the darker tones, for the darker skin tones. That would be perfect. But I still want to see what happens when I mix the other complementaries. And the last combination in these solid complementaries would be yellow and purple. In case you're wondering what a complementary is, complementary colors are those which are exactly opposite to each other on the colorway. Yellow. I just looked at yellow and called it orange. And purple. I have a feeling very little bit of purple would do. Clean up my hands, or rather gloves. And while that's spreading, I'm going to go ahead and use the pastels also, because I want to know if I can mix the pastels for some lighter skin tones. So this is the pastel red or the coral red. And I'm going to mix that with the pistachio. That's weird. That was not what I expected. The next combination would be the peach and the pastel blue. I'm looking forward to this one. Oops. That was a lot. I'll remove some excess from that side to stop it from spreading too much. Then I won't have place for my yellow and purple. Here's my pastel blue. I don't see a lot of skin tones happening over here, but you can never say until the dyes completely get absorbed. And for the last one, I'm gonna add some yellow, or the pastel yellow. This is not the lemon yellow, this is the pastel yellow. And some purple. This is the lighter one. Okay, let's see how far that spreads. I think I need to add a little bit more of the lavender on this side because I'm not happy with how far it has spread with the yellow, because it practically hasn't mixed with the yellow at all. I'm gonna add some a little bit closer to see what happens. Yeah. What can I do? I'm gonna help blend it with my fingers and see what happens. Oh, there you go. That's become a nice brown now actually. I like this shade of brown very much. I think I can work with that. Let me clean my finger before I blend the next one. That's a very nice brown too. The red and the green have made a very nice rosewood kind of a thing color. I'm disappointed with the pastels. I don't see much happening there. Or rather, there's not much I can use for skin tones. So maybe I need to experiment on saturation with these shades and see what I can do. I'm gonna do some color mixing next and see where that goes. I think I will start with the yellow and the purple because I really like this brown very much. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me zoom in a bit for you guys. There, that's the brown I'm talking about. It looks really pretty. I had some nice hopes for the pastel colors, but the pastel colors haven't given me the expected result. So yes, I'm gonna get some of the lemon yellow and the lavender. So these two disoxylations. In the Kadam colors, the lavender is the darker purple and the purple is the pastel shade. I know that's weird. I used to think lavender was the lighter color. So let me get my syringe. That will make it easier. Since this is not a project, I'm not going to be very careful about not getting this dirty because that's 10 ml. Right there. Take my next syringe. some of that. I need very little of the purple to begin with. I'm taking only 1 ml of the purple. I think even that would be too much. I'm gonna make it half an ml and mix that. I love watching the colors mix. They look so pretty together. So that is 10 ml of the yellow and half an ml of the purple. Note to self, in case I like it and I want to recreate more of it. Okay, so let's see how this looks. The yellow is spreading more. Because we're mixing purple and the yellow, the purples are striking first and the yellows are spreading, so the color sort of breaking over there. So you can see the color breaking a lot. This is not what I'm looking for. But let's not throw this away. I think I will store this in my little squeezy bottle. And this is 10 yellow and half of, where's the cap? I just left it right there. Oh, there it is. So 10 of yellow and half of purple. Let's try the blue and orange next. I'm just gonna rinse this out. Oops, I didn't realize this was still open. Could have been a disaster. Blue and orange. So my orange here and my blue here. Is that 10? Oh, that's exactly 10 ml. So got 10 ml of orange. That could have been a disaster right there. And where is my other syringe? Here's my other syringe. Let me wash that out. No, I'll just, you know what, I'm just gonna get a new syringe, clean one. And I'm gonna start with 1 ml of blue. To see what I can get. mix that nicely. Let's see what we get here. Oh, this color is nice. I'm gonna let these soak nicely. I feel this is too concentrated. I want to dilute that a little bit and see what happens. So I'm gonna take 1 ml of this dye. And 9 ml of water, because that little squeezy bottle cannot take in more than 10 ml of dye. This doesn't look very light, but when I apply it, we can see if there is a difference. Oh, these bottles are so cute. I love them. It's still too orangey. But that does look like a nice skin tone. That is a nice skin tone. I can work with that. But right now I'm running out of space. So I will have to continue this experiment with the mini skins next. Let me go wring them out. And after that, this experiment will fully be... But this also looks good. So I'm not going to completely say no to this, because I like this too. But I like this too. But this is still looking too orangish. Maybe if I increase the amount of blue in this. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit with the saturations in the next one and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to pause this video right now because it's lunchtime and I'm getting really hungry and I cannot think clearly when I'm hungry. So I'm going to leave this all just like this, take a break, go eat, and then come back and continue experimenting. Hey guys, I'm back after lunch and this has been soaking for all this time. And now that I've seen it spread out a little bit, I feel like the yellow and purple will give me a better skin tone than the diluted version of blue and orange. The blue and orange looks very doll-like. It looks like the bright Barbie color. That's not the tone I'm looking for. I'm looking for the more natural skin tones. And I feel I can get that better with the purple and yellow over here. But it still feels too pale or too yellowish. So maybe I will try adding a little bit of a red tone to this to see how it changes. So I'm going to wrap this up, clean up these dyes so that I can mix the fresh colors, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can make it work. Okay, so off camera I went ahead, tidied it up, and I also wringed out all the extra liquid from these mini skins. And I'm going to start off with the 3 primary colors. And this is all the dye stock that I have right now. If I need more, I will just mix some later. And this is what I'm going to start with. And that was solid red. And lemon yellow. And sky blue. Okay, so I'm ready to go. Let me just adjust this a little bit so that you can see what's happening properly. So that is solid red, lemon yellow and sky blue. So the first one that we did was 10 ml of yellow with half an ml of purple, right? So now purple will normally be equal parts of blue and red. So I'm just going to mix it from scratch. I want to, since we're doing a mini skin that's almost 10 grams, I want to double up the previous thing and try it out. So I'm going to add 20 ml of yellow, and if we double up half an ml of purple, we will be left with 1 ml of purple. So that will be half ml of blue and half ml of red. I'm gonna take half an ml of blue. Wow, that looks so pretty. And then, now instead of adding half ml of red, I'm going to add 1 ml of red. That's because the previous mixture that we made, the yellow and purple, I felt like it was too pale and yellowish for skin tone, and I wanted a little bit more reds. So instead of half an ml of red, I'm gonna add 1 ml of red and see what change it makes. And let's mix that up. That does look very promising already. I don't know. Let's try it out. You never know. Maybe this would work out for a darker skin tone. Just a moment. I need to place something here so that I can pick it up with my syringe. hope I don't have to mix some more. Please be enough. Where are my gloves? Okay. I don't know how the coverage is on the other side. Oh no, it's definitely not enough. I should have mixed more. But let's see. But sometimes if I leave it, it might spread. Nope, it's not enough. I guess I will have to mix some more. So I'm gonna go ahead, mix some more so that the saturation is even throughout. So I had 20 ml of yellow. Maybe I'll do half of what I did first. Oh great, I put half of blue, right? So now I need half of blue. Great, so I need 0.25 ml of blue. And half ml of red. See, this is why I'm recording all this, because I would totally forget. This is all just an experiment to me, so what I'm doing is more like creating a record of what I'm doing, so that I will remember later on if I want to create the same color. Oh yes, it's the same shade. Cool. I'm gonna wrap this up and set this aside. I will have to number them as 1, 2, 3 so that I will know which one is which. This one, I still feel this is a bit too yellowish, and it definitely needs a little bit more of a red. Touch of a red is necessary. But that is the thing, you really can't make out when the dye is still wet, because the colors normally change after it dries. So that was one. Let's get skein number 2. I have only 9 skeins with me right now that are ready and soaked. So I really have to get this right. I have 9 attempts. Or I will have to wind more skeins and be ready. Okay, so I would definitely need to add a little bit more red than last time. So I might start with the same amount of yellow. So last time we put 20 plus 10, right? So I will start with 30 of yellow this time. $20. And 30. Where's my blue? So last time we put blue 0.5 plus 0.25. So this time I'm going to add 0.75 of blue. Just a little less than 1 and a little more than 0.5. And the red, last time I added twice the amount, right? So I added 1 of red plus half, so 1.5. I think I will increase the amount of red. Maybe I'll put 3 ml of red this time, because last time it was 1.5. I'm just doubling what I put the previous time. What do we have now? Maybe I'll test it on some paper towel before I put it on the yarn. Not bad. Okay, let's see how it looks on yarn. You don't need a syringe actually, you can even use one of these ink fillers. Oh, I actually like this color. I'm gonna go back to my syringe because I like my syringe. I'm gonna bring this over to this side so that I don't accidentally knock out the dye stock. I'm gonna turn it over to see if the coverage is just as I expected, not great. When I press it down, you can actually see how much excess dye there is, which is why I wasn't worried about it when it looked like there were so many white patches. So you can always wrap it up. See, there will always be extra dye. Wrap it up and then just, massage the yarn a little bit so it spreads better. I know this looks very bright red, not exactly skin tone. Maybe I'll add a little bit of blue to this to counter the red a bit, because this is looking quite oranges now. Let's get my next skein. Get this out of the way. So 30 of yellow. I might have to mix more of yellow because I like this. 1, 2, and 3. I put, how much red? I put 3 of red, I believe. Maybe I will reduce it to 2 of red this time. Last time blue was 0.75, right? Yeah. I make it 1 of blue maybe. That is almost looking black. This also looks good. But so far this looks closer to a skin tone than the others. Turn it over. Overall, this looks better than the other two ones. But I guess it's too yellowish, right? Maybe I should reduce the amount of yellow. But if I reduce the amount of yellow, the amount of dye will not be enough, so I will have to mix more. So maybe I will keep the yellow steady and overall increase the total amount of red and blue and see what happens. So in this one I put 2 of red and 1 of blue, right? So I will have to increase that and see what happens. That's already 3 down. I only have 6 more to go. Like even if I get 1 shade I can work with, I can play around with the saturations after that. I'm trying to hurry up over here because there is a school exactly opposite to my house. Like I can literally see what happens inside the school from my window, and they're about to finish. So once the bell rings it's going to get really noisy, so I might have to take a break and wait till they're done. So this is going to be 30 of yellow, 1, 2, and 3. But that's a difference between paint and dyes, because if you're working with paints you can always add some white for lighter tones, but you can't really do that with this. So last time I added 2 of red and 1 of blue, so I'm going to double that up and see what happens. So I'm going to go with 4 of red, I think that's a 5. Okay. Oops, I didn't even realize I was out of the frame. So that is 4 of red and 2 of blue. That's 2 of blue. So hopefully this should not look like, I mean the previous color was good, but that looks like the person has yellow fever or jaundice. So I would not make a doll with that shade. Okay, this looks promising. Oh, not bad. I actually like this. I know this is not exactly my skin tone, but okay. I like that it's not as yellow as it was before. But I still feel like this needs more blue. Because unless I have a nice base color, I cannot experiment with the saturation. That was number 4. So now we're going out of skins. Okay, so this is number 5. We're at the midpoint now, and I am nowhere close to happy. I mean, those were nice colors, but I can't use that for skin, can I? Okay, so we have 30 of yellow, 1, 2, 3, and I put 4 of red last time. I'm gonna retain that. Oops, that was not 5 and 4. That's 4 of red, and instead of 2 of blue, I'm gonna put add 3 ml of blue this time. Is that? Yeah, that's 3. I actually like this shade. Guys, I like this color. Maybe maybe we got it. After this I can start experimenting on the saturation. I think I'll start experimenting with the saturations after this. I know the back is probably not full. Oh, we do have good coverage this time, not bad. This can actually work for a darker skin tone. I like it. And then leave this here. Let's move on. Okay, so after this I'm going to play around with saturation. We have some visitors, I think. Be prepared for an interruption. So it was 30 of yellow. One, two, three. It was 4 of red and 3 of blue red. Yeah, that was the magic number. I need to remember that. Well, of course, that's why I had this video, so I can remember it. So 4 of red and 3 of blue. That's 3, right? Yes, that is 3. It's going to get a little noisy in the background after this. Please bear with me. So this is 30 plus 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So 37. Almost 40 ml. So I think I will add... I want to dilute it by half to see what happens. So I have my water here in this cup. So here is 10. $20. 30. 40. I think I'll add 50. Because I know this is not going to be light enough. But once I have a base, I will be able to play around with this. let's mix that up a little bit. This doesn't look very diluted, does it? 10. And this was 30. And this is definitely a nice color. I know in the camera it probably looks a little darker than it is, but when I'm looking at it straight here, it's just a little darker than the color of the desk. I think I like this. I will try to dilute this a little bit more, but before that I'm gonna wrap this up. Maybe pause this video, go out, say hello to whoever's there, and then I will come back and continue. I think this color is quite good. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a short break and then I'll come back and dilute it a lot more. I will anyway have to mix a lot more yellow and then try out more things. Okay, I'm back. So let's get going. So the previous color was quite good, but in spite of diluting it so much, it still looked very dark. Just as I expected, I'm gonna have to mix more yellow. So I'm adding 250 ml of water. And let me get my dyes. Out. It's easier in the bottles because you can shake it up nicely. Okay, doing it in a container or a beaker, you want to keep stirring till it's dissolved fully. You just do that a couple of times, squirt it back inside so that it will help mix it. I think that's enough. 20. I'm just going to change this up a little bit because this is the diluted color. This looks quite nice, but I still feel it's a bit too yellowish. I want to reduce the amount of yellowness of this tone, so I'm going to increase the other two colors a little bit more. So I'm going to make this 5 ml of red and 4 ml of blue. Okay, I'm sort of going to use this like a dye stock solution, and I will be using this and diluting it with water. So we won't be but because I'm going to do that, maybe I'll double this up first before putting the other dyes aside. So another 30. 1, 2, and 3, and 5 of the red, ml of the red, and 4 ml of the blue. And 4 ml of the blue. That's quite a nice color. I'm gonna set these colors aside so that I get more space to work with. I'm not going to pour it back into the bottles yet because I might need it again. So here is, oops, of course I did that. Well, at least on the bright side we can now see how this color looks, and I think that's a very pretty shade for a skin tone. But I want to reduce the redness just a little bit. Maybe I'll add just 1 more ml of blue. Okay, so this dye stock solution has become 60 ml of yellow and 10 ml of red and 4 plus 4, 8, 9 ml of blue. So we have a 60, 10 and 9 ratio of yellow is to red is to blue. And I have some water here. Let me take some water in this cup. So this was a 50:30 ratio. So I diluted it by more than half. It wasn't even 1:1. So I'm going to try to dilute it even further more. So the first thing that I will try to do would be, where's my other syringe? Okay, you got it. So I'm gonna first take 10 ml of this dye stock that we've mixed. Take that here. And I'm going to add 30 ml of water to it. So this is a 1:3 ratio. 1, 2, and 3. So it's definitely more diluted than last time. Last time it was almost 1:1, right? Yeah, it was 30:50. It was somewhere like between 1:1 and 1:2. It was somewhere like 1:1.5 maybe. So it's almost double the amount of water now. Do I have another free syringe? I do not. I'm just gonna use my filler for this. Oh, I like how that looks. Okay, I think I will just go ahead and use this because the filler is too slow for me. Hey guys, I think this is a very pretty color for a skin tone. I don't know if you're seeing the correct shades on your screen, but I actually like this very much. Okay, let me flip that over so that we get even coverage. I'm glad I tweaked the ratio a little bit towards the end, because I definitely like this a lot more than the previous versions. Let's set this aside. So this is a 1:3. It still looks very dark. I'm looking for a much lighter color than this. So that was 1:3, right? I think I will go for a maybe we'll go for a 1:5 next time. Should we try a 1:5? I think I should try a 1:5. Okay. This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna pause this. Okay, I had gone towards the end of that roll, so it was almost stuck to itself, which is why it was giving me so much trouble. So last time was 1:3, right? So 1:3 was clearly not enough. So I need to dilute it a lot more. Maybe I'll just go ahead for 1:10 ratio, see how it turns out. So for 1:10, I might put 30 ml of water. Maybe 40 ml of water, just to make sure I have enough so that I don't have to mix more. So 10, 30, and that is 40. That's 40. So if I want a 1:10 ratio for 40 ml of water, I'm going to need 4 ml of this dye stock solution. Let me get that. So that is 4 ml. Wow, that is still very dark. I was not expecting it to be so dark. Honestly, I don't know what I was expecting. And this is skein number 8. which means if I don't get it right this time, I have only one more chance. And mix that up a little bit. Hey. Oh my god, this was the shade I was going for. Can you see that? It's almost blending with the background. This was exactly the shade I was going for. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. This is what I wanted. I'm going to flip this over. Check for the saturation and the coverage on the other side. Wow, I am very happy with this lot. Okay, so this was 1:10, right? Okay, so 1:10 is good. We are good. But we can still go for a lighter shade, I feel, just to see how this goes. So I can use this for mid-tones. I'm happy. I'm really happy with this. Okay, so the last one. With the last one, maybe I will try a 1:20 ratio. Here we go. I am hoping that by the time I finish editing this video, Michelle would have received the first black that I sent her, because I really want to release that video before I release this one. But yeah, if this is edited and it's ready before she receives the package, then I would definitely just go ahead and upload this, because I want this to be 1:20. So I'm gonna have the same 40 ml of water, 2, 3, and 4. And for 1:10, I used 4 ml of the dye stock. For the 1:20, I will be using 2 ml of the dye stock. That's 20, right? Yes. Okay. That's definitely a lot more lighter. Okay, so here is mini skein number 9. Okay, so it's the last one for today. I will be experimenting a bit more with the tonal values. Oh, this is even more nicer. Wow. I feel overall this experiment was a total success. Let's flip that over. Wow, I really like this. So I can use this for the lighter tones. I really like this shade. It would totally work for amigurumi. So here are the final ones. So this was the base color with which I diluted these three. So I believe this was 30 ml of yellow, 4 ml of red, and 2 ml of blue. And no, this was 3 ml of blue, and this was the same thing, but this was with 30 ml of the dye and 50 ml of the water. Yes, I remember now. And this was after I tweaked it a little bit. So for this, the dye stock, I changed it to, this dye stock was 60 ml of yellow, 10 ml of red, and 9 ml of blue. Yes, I think that is the golden ratio I'm looking for. So in future, I'm going to continue working with this dye stock, with this ratio, and I'll be trying to get a little bit more of darker values and see what happens. So that's it for now. This has to soak, the dyes have to cure or get absorbed for the next 24 hours. So after 24 hours, they will be good to be washed, and I will come back and show you what happens when I rinse them out, because the colors really tend to change a lot. The shades will look very different after rinsing it, and again when it is wet it looks completely different from what it looks like when it dries. So only after it completely dries we will know the exact shade that we will be having in our hands. So I'm not going to experiment anymore with this dye stock solution. So I'm going to wait for these to be completely dried, and once it's dried I will see whether I want to add any more colors, or shades to it, and play around with the tonal values. But at the end of this experiment I feel these two were a win. These two were a total win. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow where I wash this.